Hey everyone, have you ever wondered why the US Southeast seems almost abandoned? Once bustling port cities now lie quiet. Highways disappear into swamps, and the coastline feels frozen in time. In this video, we'll uncover the hidden truth about America's empty coastline, why the Southeast looks deserted. The answer might surprise you and reveal a side of the United States that few people ever see. I kindly ask you to like this video and subscribe to my YouTube channel. It would truly help me grow and keep creating more content for you. Thank you so much for your support. The animated map displays U.S. population density at night. Concentrated areas are visible along the northeast and Florida coasts. These areas appear brightly lit due to high population. Georgia, South Carolina, and North Carolina coastlines are relatively dark. The map showcases inland cities: Atlanta, Charlotte, Columbia, and Greenville. These cities are notably distant from the Atlantic coastline. This spatial arrangement raises a key question about population distribution. Specifically, why did the inland areas develop more significantly than the coast? Understanding this disparity requires examining historical and economic factors. These factors influence settlement patterns and urban development in the region. The Atlantic coastal plain and Piedmont are distinct geological regions. The Atlantic coastal plain stretches inland along the eastern seaboard. The plain's width varies, being wider in the southeast. In the northeast, the Atlantic coastal plain is significantly narrower. The fall line is a transitional zone between the Piedmont and coastal plain regions. Rivers descend at the fall line, forming waterfalls and rapids. Historically, it marked the limit of navigable waters. Inland trading posts often arose near the fall line due to its geographical importance. The fall line marks the boundary between hard, crystalline rock and softer coastal plain sediments. In the northeast, the fall line is closer to the coast than in the southeast. This proximity influenced the location of early settlements and trade hubs. Northeastern cities developed near the fall line for water power and access to the sea. Southeastern settlements were further inland due to the fall line's location. Coastal plain soils are characterized by sandy composition and acidic properties. These soils typically exhibit poor drainage capabilities, leading to waterlogged conditions. Compared to Piedmont soils, coastal plain soils are less fertile and nutrient-rich. The poor soil quality posed significant agricultural challenges for early settlers. These disadvantages contributed to discouraging widespread settlement in coastal regions. Northeastern deep-water harbors, like New York, offer natural advantages for shipping. Southeastern coastlines are characterized by shallow, sandy conditions. These shallow waters present navigation challenges for large vessels. Port development in the southeast requires extensive dredging and maintenance. This contrasts sharply with the naturally deep harbors of the northeast. North Carolina's Outer Banks are known as the graveyard of the Atlantic. This area is notorious for its hazardous navigational conditions. Numerous shipwrecks mark the seafloor, a testament to the dangers. These wrecks highlight the significant risks associated with maritime trade. The name reflects the high number of vessels lost in these waters. Dredging is essential for maintaining navigable channels in southeastern ports. The process involves removing sediment to ensure ships can navigate safely. Dredging represents an ongoing cost for ports that are not naturally deep. This contrasts with naturally deep harbors, which require less intervention. A heat map displays hurricane frequency and intensity along the southeastern coast. The map highlights areas with a high risk of storm damage. It also illustrates the potential for significant flooding in these regions. Historically, this risk has deterred extensive coastal development. The visualization underscores the vulnerability of coastal communities to hurricane impacts. Cape Hatteras often acts as a natural barrier. It deflects hurricanes away from the northeast coastline. This deflection reduces potential storm damage significantly. The northeast faces less risk compared to the southeast. The southeastern coastline is more exposed to direct impacts. Swampy coastal environments provide breeding grounds for mosquitoes. Historically, these areas were linked to diseases like malaria. Yellow fever was also prevalent in these swampy regions. The stagnant water is ideal for mosquito larvae development. These diseases significantly impacted coastal populations. Wealthy families seasonally retreated from coastal areas to the Piedmont region. This migration was driven by the desire to escape diseases prevalent in coastal areas. The higher elevation of the Piedmont region was perceived as healthier. This seasonal retreat reinforced the settlement pattern in the inland Piedmont. Disease avoidance played a key role in shaping historical migration and settlement. Rivers were vital transportation routes during the colonial era. They facilitated the movement of goods and people inland. Fall line cities became key transshipment points. These cities connected river transport to overland routes. The 19th century saw rapid expansion of railroad networks. Railroad routes often bypassed swampy coastal regions. This routing strategy favored the growth of inland cities. Atlanta became a key hub due to its inland location. Railroads facilitated trade and economic development. The network reshaped urban and economic landscapes. Atlanta began as terminus, a crucial meeting point for multiple rail lines. Its strategic location facilitated the convergence of railway networks. This convergence quickly transformed terminus into a transportation hub. The enhanced connectivity spurred significant economic growth. Terminus evolved rapidly, attracting commerce and population. This growth laid the foundation for Atlanta's future as a major city. The 20th century saw rapid development in inland transportation infrastructure. Highway systems expanded, providing efficient routes for vehicles. This enhanced connectivity between inland cities and regions. Simultaneously, airport construction surged to accommodate air travel. Airports further linked inland areas to national and international networks. These advancements solidified inland transportation advantages. Hartsfield-Jackson Atlanta International Airport is one of the world's busiest. It serves as a major transportation hub for both domestic and international travel. The airport's high traffic volume underscores the importance of inland transportation. It highlights the critical role of airports in connecting people and facilitating commerce. Its continued operation reflects the ongoing demand for air travel. The airport is a vital component of the global transportation network. Coastal plain soil and Piedmont soil exhibit differences in nutrient composition. This comparison highlights the varying suitability of each soil type for agriculture. Coastal plain soil is often characterized by sandy textures and lower nutrient retention. Piedmont soil typically contains more clay and organic matter, enhancing fertility. The visual comparison demonstrates the impact of soil composition on plant growth. Understanding these differences is crucial for effective land management and crop selection. The 1800s saw significant cotton production concentrated in specific regions. A key area for cotton cultivation was the Piedmont region. This region also housed numerous textile mills during that time. The proximity of cotton fields to mills boosted local economies. Inland agriculture, particularly cotton, became economically vital. Historical maps illustrate the economic importance of cotton in this era. River-powered mills harnessed the energy of flowing water to drive machinery. Factories, sawmills, and gristmills were commonly located along rivers. The fall line, where rivers descend, was a prime location for these mills. These mills provided a significant industrial advantage to inland cities. Water power facilitated early industrial processes before widespread steam power. Many historically significant coastal towns face inherent limitations to their expansion. Disease outbreaks historically restricted population growth in settlement areas. Hurricanes and other severe weather events pose ongoing threats to coastal development. Limited buildable land constrains the physical footprint of these towns. These factors collectively impact long-term growth and sustainability. Examples include Charleston, Savannah, and Wilmington, each with unique challenges. Inland cities like Atlanta and Charlotte are experiencing significant outward expansion. This growth pattern contrasts with the more restricted expansion of coastal towns. Time-lapse imagery visually demonstrates the rapid development of these inland areas. The expansion highlights differences in geographical and economic factors. Coastal cities like Charleston, Savannah, and Wilmington are popular tourist destinations. These cities are known for their rich history and cultural attractions. They offer a unique blend of historical charm and modern amenities. Despite their popularity, these cities have relatively small populations. Their populations are modest compared to major inland metropolitan areas. Satellite maps at night reveal population distribution through light density. Bright clusters indicate areas with high population and activity. The I-85 corridor shows a densely populated region in the Piedmont area. In contrast, coastlines often appear darker due to lower population density. These maps provide a visual representation of human settlement patterns. Protected coastal lands encompass a variety of natural environments. These include marshes, wildlife refuges, and barrier island parks. Protection efforts focus on preserving undeveloped coastal areas. These areas are vital for biodiversity and coastal resilience. Sea level rise poses a significant threat to coastal regions worldwide. Simulations illustrate the potential inundation of low-lying coastal areas. This rise is primarily driven by climate change and thermal expansion. Inland population centers are relatively less vulnerable to these effects. Understanding these impacts is crucial for future urban planning. Hurricane intensity is projected to increase in the future due to climate change. Rising sea temperatures provide more energy for hurricanes to strengthen. Warmer atmospheric temperatures can also lead to increased moisture. This heightened intensity poses growing risks to coastal communities. Increased storm surges and stronger winds can cause more damage. Inland regions offer advantages over coastal areas in terms of safety and resilience. Higher elevations inland reduce the risk of flooding and sea level rise. Inland areas often have better infrastructure connectivity, aiding emergency response. Reduced climate risk in inland regions provides greater stability and security. Geographic determinism posits that physical environment shapes human societies. Geology influences resource availability and settlement viability. Climate affects agricultural practices and population distribution. Biology impacts health, food sources, and overall survival strategies. Rivers significantly shaped early human settlements and trade networks. Rivers provided essential transportation routes for goods and people. Access to water influenced agricultural practices and productivity. Settlements often clustered along rivers for resources and defense. River systems dictated the flow of commerce and cultural exchange. Soil composition significantly influences agricultural productivity. Different soil types possess varying nutrient levels and water retention. Soil quality directly impacts crop yields and overall agricultural output. Areas with fertile soil tend to support higher population densities. Historical storm patterns reveal past hurricane paths and intensities. These patterns are visualized to show the impact on coastal development. Analysis helps understand vulnerabilities in developed areas. Data informs future planning and mitigation strategies. Mosquito-borne diseases, like malaria and yellow fever, pose significant global health threats. These diseases are transmitted through the bites of infected mosquitoes. Coastal populations are particularly vulnerable due to mosquito breeding habitats. Disease spread is influenced by climate, urbanization, and vector control measures. The invisible map represents the subtle influence of natural forces. These forces shape human destiny in profound ways. This influence is often unseen, yet consistently present. It highlights the deep connection between nature and human experience. The southeastern coast at night offers a space for quiet reflection. Darkness emphasizes the region's historical settlement patterns. Nighttime views invite contemplation on the forces that shape the coast. The emptiness highlights the impact of historical events. Coastal darkness encourages a deeper understanding of the past. The geological timeline illustrates the formation of coastal plain and Piedmont regions. It spans millions of years, detailing significant geological events. These events shaped the landscape we see today. The timeline provides a visual representation of Earth's dynamic history. Coastal erosion is a dynamic process reshaping shorelines due to natural forces. Waves, tides, and storms are key drivers, wearing away land over time. The southeastern coastline is particularly vulnerable due to its geology. This erosion poses ongoing challenges for coastal communities and ecosystems. Barrier islands are dynamic coastal landforms, parallel to the mainland. They form through sediment accumulation by wave and current action. Submerged bars emerge as sea levels fall or sediment increases. Waves transport sand landward, building up the island's structure. Vegetation stabilizes dunes, preventing erosion and island migration. Barrier islands protect mainland coasts from storm surges and erosion. Water table levels vary significantly between different geographic regions. Coastal plains typically exhibit higher water tables due to their low elevation. High water tables in coastal areas pose challenges for building and infrastructure. The Piedmont region generally has lower water tables compared to coastal plains. Historical trade routes initially favored coastal paths due to maritime transport efficiency. Advancements in transportation technology facilitated a shift towards inland trade routes. Improved infrastructure allowed for more direct and efficient overland transport. This transition expanded trade networks and connected previously isolated regions. The Piedmont region exhibits a high concentration of economic activity. This activity is visualized using a heat map to show areas of intensity. Agriculture is a key driver of the Piedmont economy. Industry also contributes significantly to the region's economic output. Transportation networks facilitate economic activity in Piedmont. The heat map illustrates how these sectors collectively shape Piedmont's economic landscape. The timeline illustrates population density shifts over time. It focuses on coastal and inland regions. Population density is measured as individuals per unit area. The timeline highlights diverging growth patterns. Coastal areas often show higher density due to resources. Inland regions may experience slower or varied growth. Infrastructure development involves building essential facilities like roads and railways. It also includes the construction of airports and other transportation hubs. These projects aim to improve connectivity between cities and regions. Improved infrastructure facilitates the movement of goods and people. This connectivity boosts economic activity in inland cities. Overall, infrastructure development is vital for regional growth and integration. This comparison highlights agricultural yields in the coastal plain versus the Piedmont region. The focus is on demonstrating the economic advantages of inland farming practices. Yield differences reveal the impact of geographic factors on agricultural productivity. Inland farming in the Piedmont shows a potential economic edge due to higher yields. Coastal tourism significantly boosts local economies. Attracting visitors to coastal areas generates revenue. Historical sites become economic drivers through tourism. Natural coastal features draw tourists and their spending. Tourism supports local businesses and infrastructure. Sustainable tourism practice ensure long-term benefit. Environmental conservation focuses on protecting natural resources and ecosystems. It involves sustainable practices to minimize human impact on the environment. Key areas include preserving biodiversity and reducing pollution. Protected coastal areas are vital for marine life and shoreline stability. Effective conservation ensures long-term ecological health and resilience. Climate change adaptation involves adjusting to current and future effects. Coastal regions face unique challenges such as rising sea levels. Seawalls are built to protect coastlines from erosion and flooding. These structures act as barriers against wave action and storm surges. Wetland restoration helps absorb floodwaters and dissipate wave energy. These strategies aim to minimize the impact of climate change on coastal communities. Urban planning focuses on the design and management of cities. In inland cities, planning emphasizes sustainable development. Sustainable development aims to balance economic growth with environmental protection. Infrastructure improvements are a key component of urban planning. These improvements include transportation, utilities, and public spaces. Effective planning enhances the quality of life for residents. Future population projections analyze demographic trends to estimate population sizes. These projections often highlight growth disparities between coastal and inland regions. Inland urban centers are typically projected to experience continued population growth. Graphics are used to visually represent these projected population changes over time. Thank you for watching. We'd love to hear your thoughts. Tell us in the comments what surprised you the most in this video, or what you found the most fascinating. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. Many more thrilling, shocking, and mind-blowing stories are coming soon.